Hello my fellow creators and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Yvette and I am part of the Not Too Shabby Shop design team. I want to thank you so much for joining our hop today. We are very excited to share this month's newest subscriptions. We'd love for you to hop along, leave everyone some love, and subscribe if you'd like. To watch all the videos in today's hop, be sure to check out the playlist, which is linked in the description box below. Now, as a reminder, today's hop is a giveaway opportunity and you can enter to win using the giveaway link in the description box. That will give you a chance to win a $25 gift card to the Not Too Shabby Shop. I'll also be sure to link to the Not Too Shabby Shop in the description box. So this month I received the box of the month. So let me show you what came in the box of the month for this month. Now you get 2 stamp sets, this sample pack of A2 card panels, and 2 paper packs with 2 packs of coordinating ephemera, as well as this nice packet of tea. You get a little treat in your box. So let's go through all the goodies. Why don't we start with the stamp sets? So you get 2 stamp sets. This is the 6x6 stamp set, and it is the Farmer's Market Pumpkin stamp set. And this is the 6x8 stamp set, and this one is the Savor the Season stamp set. Okay, let's look at our sampler pack of A2 panels, why don't we? Now, I am loving these. These are great for a quick card making session. Let's take a peek. Look at this little girl, how cute she is. Oh my goodness, love it. So that's one. And then this one, oh, I like this. This is like a hot cocoa mug. Very cute. Oh, this one's pretty, this bird. Loving the fall theme. Oh, another cute little girl. And then we have these mushrooms and these fall boots. So let's see if I get them all on screen because I'm terrible at gauging space. They're all so cute. The only problem with these A2 card panels is they're so cute. I don't want to use them. I want to just hold on to them and save them to decorate my room. In fact, that gives me an idea. Okay, let me go through the patterned papers. So our first paper pack is the Fall Florals, and this has 12 designs. So let's kind of flip through this real quickly. Now this does have a pack of coordinating ephemera, and I will pop a picture of that up on screen when we're done looking at the papers. Alrighty, so our next paper pad is Pumpkin Market. This one also has 12 designs. So you get 4 of each design. So here's these 4. So let's flip through these papers real quick, and then I'll put a picture of the coordinating ephemera on screen when we're done flipping through these papers. Oh, and look, I love when I have ephemera that I can cheat off of. So on this stamp set, we have that little wagon filled with pumpkins, and there's that piece of ephemera. This is a great guide to how to color it, because sometimes, you know, I have a hard time deciding what colors to use when I'm coloring a stamped image. But having these pieces of ephemera, there's the owl with a pumpkin. Here's the fox. Oh, great. Here's the crate of pumpkins. Oh, this is going to be great. So I'll pop a picture of this ephemera up on screen now. Alrighty friends, I've decided I'm going to use these A2 card panels for my project for today. But I am not going to make a card. Any guesses what I'm going to make? I was going through the panels and thinking, what could I make with these? And you know, they're beautiful. They have these wonderful fall themed colors. I mean, look at this little bird, isn't that cute? This little coffee mug or hot cocoa. So I decided, you know what, these would be great on some kind of home decor. So I dug through my things and I found a whole stack of these like rounded square little pieces of, I don't know, plywood. I don't know what it is, but I bought these, I think, on clearance at Michael's. And so I thought, you know what, I can do something with these. So let me show you a little preview of what I did, and then we'll make one ourselves, okay? So here's one that I made, friends. And this one I used a varnish here for the staining of the, not a varnish, I used, what is it called? Yeah, a stain. So I used a stain for this one. And then for this other one, I actually tinted this little wood with my oxides. So I did that. I'm not really sure which one I like better. I'm kind of liking them both. They have different feel to them. But for today, let's start by making one using the stain, why don't we? So I'm going to start off by staining our little wood piece so that it can dry while we do the rest of the work. All right, well, I don't know what I did with my flat screwdriver, so I can use this. This will open it up. Trying to be real careful because I don't want to get stain everywhere. So let's start with one. In fact, I can probably show you how I stain both of them, but let's start with this one. So I'm just using this little foam brush, dipping it into my stain, and this is a Minwax wood finish. It's golden oak, and I just picked that up at Home Depot. But it's super easy. If I don't get it splattered everywhere, you can see I'm splattering my glass mat, but that's okay. That'll clean up real easy. And this dries pretty quickly too. So let's get this on here. But try not to splatter myself completely. And you can stain both sides. For today, I'm going to just stain the front because that's the side we're going to be working on. And then I can go back and stain the back later. So let me put away my little wood finish. Let me show you what it looks like if I can do it without spilling. So that got that one stained. And let me show you how I did the one with my oxide inks. As soon as I clean up my glass mat here. Hopefully I didn't splatter my shirt. So, excuse me, for the one with the oxides, all I did, and I kind of was like just playing and testing it out, is I got my oxide inks and I just went direct to my piece of wood here. And I just put it on here. Now I didn't go all the way because you'll see I only need my edges because the little card panel is going to cover the front or the center part. I want to make sure I get enough on here, and I'm also going to add some of this one is Vintage Photo, and I'll add a little bit of ground espresso. Okay, so got that on there. Now this one will take a little bit longer to dry, but it will dry. The only thing I have to be careful with on this one is because this is water reactive, we need to be a little more careful when applying our A2 panel. So here I'm kind of just going randomly on there. And I can come back with one of my blending brushes and just add to that. And I'll show you how I do that. I'm just going to grab my blending brush here and kind of push this into the wood. There you go, blending the two inks together. So see, we've got that blend. So it's a different shade, but I think it looks good either way. So if you don't want to go to Home Depot and get that little can of varnish, you can use your oxide and get a similar effect. Okay. So these I'm going to set aside to dry. Put these over here. And while I do that, I will get my card panel prepared. So I'll bring in my paper trimmer and kind of choose which card panels I'm going to use. So you saw I already used 2 of them because I got the sampler pack in the box of the month. Now this one's just adorable, but I think I'm going to do something different with the ones with the little girls. So I'm going to set those aside. And I'm going to use these 2. So I think I'll start with this one with our little hot cocoa. And I need to trim it down. Right now the panel is 5.5 by 4.25. So I need it to be 4.25 by 4.25. So I really need to cut off both the top and the bottom, I think. And depending on the design is what I cut from, either the top or the bottom, because I don't want to cut off the straw over here, but I can cut off some more of the foliage down here and still be okay. Okay, so we are now at 4.25 by 4.25. All right, let's see, 4.25 by 4.25. Perfect. Then I'm going to bring in some Mod Podge. Now on the first ones I did, I used what I had on hand, and it was a Mod Podge that was for sealing puzzles, so it was more of a glossy finish. But I went out to Michael's and got this matte finish, so I'm going to see the difference. So I'm just going to pour a little bit of the Mod Podge here so I can kind of dip my brush into it, because I'm going to use that to attach this to our stained panel. So really all I'm doing is adding it to the back. In fact, let me move that over. And I should have just poured it directly on here. And I'm using a foam brush. You can use any brush you have. I just grabbed these so I wouldn't mess up my watercolor brushes, and I can still get the Mod Podge on here fairly evenly. So once I have that on there, oh, I forgot one step, friends. Darn it. I was forgetting steps. All right, so I am going to round my corners. I think I need the larger one. Yeah. Hopefully this doesn't gum up my corner rounder. But we'll clean it up if it does. There we go. I'll probably have to add more Mod Podge because I think it's dried already. So what I'm going to do is just kind of put it directly on the paper instead. All right, let's get it on here. That way we can get it attached. Then I'll have to let it kind of sit and dry for a minute. So here we go. Kind of trying to center it as best as I can. Another thing I did on the one with the varnish, and again, I missed a step here. is I did a little bit of ink blending around the edges of the A2 panel, and I can still kind of catch that here, just with whatever ink is left on here, just to give it a more of a distressed finish. And you don't have to do that, but I thought it would give it a nice little added touch. All right, I'm gonna let that dry and I'll be right back. Okay, so this has had plenty of time to dry, my friends. And what I did is I went over it with a thin layer of Mod Podge. So this is the one that I did with my distressed oxides. And because they're water reactive, you can see they kind of got blended together when I added the Mod Podge, which I think is just fine. It looks great. And then on this one, I let it sit and dry, and you can see that that stain came through the paper, but I kind of like the look it has. So I'm going to go ahead and add my A2 card panel to this one, and then I'll finish coating them with a thin layer of Mod Podge to seal them in, and that will be our project for today. Alrighty friends, so here are my little coasters that I'm going to use for my Thanksgiving table this year. I just have to add little feet to the bottom, but here are the two I made off camera, and then these are the two that I made with you. And I think they turned out so perfect. Just love them. Let me know what other ideas you have for using these A2 card panels. Thanks for sticking around to the end. I'd be thrilled if you subscribe to my YouTube channel or follow me on any of my other social media platforms. As always, have a beautiful, safe, and creative day. Thanks for watching. Bye.